A chief, decided to break all the rules, suspend background checks, and literally hire only dirty cops. Put up the picture full mask. In Florida, city police, Biscayne City Police, this chief, Cabrera, has now resigned after an internal probe found that he used his position to bypass background check procedures to, quote, hire individuals who would otherwise be denied employment, including fired former cops and a man with a lengthy criminal history. With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show. So the city manager, his name is Chris Truitt, announced the resignation of Chief Cabrera in an email on Wednesday evening. 1 month after the top cop was placed on leave, the village's review uncovered many issues within the department, Truitt said, but in particular, it highlighted 3 questionable hires. The village gave 3 examples: Benny Lee, Jose Castro, and Chris Castro. Lee, who has since been fired and is under criminal investigation, was hired as a village cop despite having been fired by 2 other local law enforcement agencies, Truitt said. The chief ordered BPPD's background investigator to clear Mr. Lee for hiring without performing a thorough background investigation. The village manager said Mr. Lee has since been terminated for improperly removing personal belongings, narcotics, and firearms from BPPD's evidence room. A criminal investigation is currently pending regarding Mr. Lee's conduct. The chief also bypassed procedures to hire Jose Castro and his son, Chris, the probe found. Jose has a lengthy criminal history, including assault and battery, domestic assault, a weapons violation, and multiple instances of impersonating a police officer. Truitt said, but Cabrera, quote, created a volunteer background investigator position and appointed him to that role and twice sponsored him for the police academy, despite the fact that he would otherwise be disqualified had the chief not bypassed the background checks. The hell? There's more. While employed with the village, Mr. Castro was working as a private security guard for the celebrity Shakira. Investigation found in a recent incident, Mr. Castro detained a trespasser at her Miami Beach home. This was at gunpoint, called 911, identified himself as an off-duty officer for the city and a BPPD badge number, and was seen on responding officers' body cam footage. He had a weapon as police arrived. Mr. Castro is not a police officer and is not authorized by the village to openly carry a firearm. The incident took place on the 8th of January, according to the investigation. The same day, a Paso, Texas man was arrested after police said he drove to South Florida and to the superstar's home to stalk the Colombian singer. And in the suspect's arrest report, Miami Beach police identified Officer Castro, had his badge number. The complainant in that incident, Castro's son, Chris, quote, was hired despite being terminated from another law enforcement agency and having 6 internal affairs investigation on his record. Truitt said he has since been terminated for failure to complete probation due to multiple issues, including mishandling of evidence and receiving several complaints from citizens, the village manager continued. Truitt said he also, quote, discovered multiple other issues, including incomplete personnel files, incomplete hiring documentation, the complete absence of an inventory management system, a failed evidence management system, and multiple accusations of cronyism. He said the chief chose to resign after being presented with the information, and the town is now looking for a new police chief, saying the findings should not reflect poorly on the village's police officers. Chief Cabrera is not the first chief to leave the position under a swirl of controversy for the city. The former police chief, Raimondo Atasiano, pleaded guilty in 2018 of framing innocent Black men in order to pin crimes on them. But no worries. The city manager, Mr. Truitt, says this is not a reflection on our department at all. We just have a whole bunch of corrupt cops and corrupt chiefs. Come on, man. Come on. As a city manager of a city like this, you are actually in charge, sir. You're in charge of all departments, including the police department. Police department is not in charge of you. You're in charge of them. And so if they had particular, let's just say, record-keeping issues or hiring practices that were adverse to the city, that is something that you should have been aware of on day one because you are in charge of the department. The police department is a department, all right? It's a government department under your leadership. All right, Sharon, hell of a thing. This was allowed to go on for a while until it was not. What say you?
I say it's like Shakira's hit song, Whenever, Wherever. That's the title of the song, Doc, and that's what was going on here. They've got to disband it. I don't know how many officers are there. I tried to look it up, but there's a reason why you've got to stop the mom and pop nonsense. Whenever, wherever.
Yeah, I mean, he's just making people police officers at will, you know.
Crazy.